savefathers.com.
Yes, you've come for the truth. And today I'm going to have mercy on you because I don't know if you are worthy of the truth. I'm going to share some deep insights with you about sexless marriages, attracting women, and how to be a real man. Are you ready for this? Today I have a special guest. He's calling in all the way from New York. You may have seen him on the reality show I Love New York. He used to model for big brands, including Calvin Klein. And he has coached thousands of men. But unlike me, he has been married before. He has been divorced, so he knows a thing or two about family courts. And we are going to have him in just a couple of minutes. But before we go there, here's what I want to share with you. So back when I used to live in Africa, there was a lot of guys coming, which they still do. Usually they call themselves passport bros, coming in to look for women. And I have, allegedly, one of my cousins, allegedly, used to work with a girl. They had different girls, but there was one girl he used to work with. So all these guys would buy stuff, spend money. But all the things she was doing with the guys and knowing how to control them, how to manipulate them, my cousin used to direct and tell her what to do, which was very interesting to watch. And I say this because there's always two sides to the story. And when we talk about all the things today, what I want you to get out of this is there's a universal truth, which is what I'm bringing to you in my mercy and benevolence. Because if I don't do this for you, your life is fucked. So, when my cousin did those things, allegedly, these guys used to fall in love with the girls, especially the one main girl. They used to say the same things I'm hearing the passport bros say today. And what's also interesting, a lot of the guys used to do what we call a reverse passport bro, or I call it that, which is African guys would go to Europe or America to make money and come back thinking that that's what's going to attract women. And then they had other kinds of passport bros who were Africans actually going to Europe thinking that women are easier in Europe. So it's very interesting to see that African men are coming to the West thinking the women are easier and they are more humble, more submissive. And it's very interesting to see the opposite happening in the West. Western men, black men, white men, all kinds of men go down to Africa thinking that the women are submissive, which tells me, having traveled around, that it's the same. It's the same game everywhere. But there's nobody better than to talk about this game than the man I'm about to bring on now. Locario,
What up?
welcome to the show.
Yeah, what's poppin'? Appreciate you having me here. I had to correct you real quick because it wasn't Calvin Klein. It was Polo jeans that I was smiling for.
Polo jeans.
Yes,
Polo jeans.
yes, I was that one. But
Polo
yeah,
jeans.
mm-hmm.
I used to wear polo. But probably
Yeah.
that was one of your commercials.
Shout out to Polo and them. Yeah. What's going on?
Respect. I'm good. Tell these motherfuckers who you are.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, my name is Mr Locario. They call me the bad boy of the dating game. I've been coaching men and women on dating and relationships for the past 2 decades. And yeah, that's what I do, man. I just teach people how to really find what they want in their dating lives, to be, realistic about what they want, how to get it, and how to maintain it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I make shit happen. You feel me? Let's go.
That's what it is. So tell me something. You have been married, haven't you?
Yeah, so I was married for 10 years. We were together for 15 years, but I was married for 10 years. Yeah, so then we got divorced, or we separated 2 years ago. So we've been, I've been not married for 2 years, for the past 2 years. And then what happened with that particular situation was it basically just ran its course. So when we were together, I noticed that at a certain point, we wanted different things. And so I said, hey, listen, how about we just, call it a day. So it wasn't a thing where it was like, we hated each other, we were mad. Like I actually talked to her every week. You understand what I'm saying? We still in communication. But it was a thing where I knew she wanted something different. I wanted something different. She wanted to kind of keep it going, but I was like, there's no reason to keep it going if it's not in alignment going in the same direction. Do you see what I'm saying? So then I basically made a decision of us, splitting up. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how that worked.
I feel you. I feel you. So
Mm,
we'll come back to your marriage in a second,
mm,
right? Because there's a lot to unpack here. So I hope within the time we've
mm,
got, we can dive into it. But so what inspired this phone call was I've been
mm.
arguing on X. I've been blocked with like half of the
Okay.
Christian
Mm,
channels and on X now, and not just Christians, the passport bros, all of them hate me now
mm,
because there's this argument going on about sexless marriages, right?
mm,
And I'm sure you are partly aware of a lot of this stuff, but people are blaming the Western woman
mm.
as the cause of it, right?
Right.
And my assumption is that you were married to a Western woman. Is that
Right.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what inspired this was an argument I had online with one of the coaches
Mm,
who supposedly, and I'll keep him nameless, helps men who are in sexless marriages,
mm,
right? But what caught me, there's one statement he made that after he helped one of these guys, and this is his advertisement,
mm,
the woman said to the guy that she didn't come, she didn't have an orgasm,
mm,
but that was the best sex of her life.
mm,
So I'm like, this motherfucker is lying. Like, there's no way, this woman has in fact this nigga for like what, 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever it was at the time.
mm,
She has sex with him, and then all of a sudden, no orgasm, no nothing. She's like, oh, what did you do? It was so good.
mm.
Oh my, the best sex of my life. And then, guys, mostly Christian guys are floating to him, thinking that he can help them. And I argued with him because I was trying to break him down. Obviously, I
Mm,
got blocked the moment I got
mm.
into deep pause. But what do you think about what I've just said? About that
Yeah. So,
statement?
so you said that he said that the girl didn't have an orgasm, but she said that that was the best sex she had in her life.
Yes, after he got up. So it was a sexless marriage.
Mm,
He applied the techniques from this guy.
mm.
And then after he did whatever the techniques were, she was like, oh, I didn't even come, but that was the best sex of my life. What do you
Right.
think about that?
Right. Well, the thing is, usually in these cases or these situations, most of these guys are lying because what happens is that the reason why sexless marriages generally occur is because you marry a woman who is not sexually attracted to you in the first place. So that's what most guys don't understand is that when they met the woman who becomes their wife, that woman showed signs already before she was the wife that she wasn't actually sexually attracted to him. So, for example, if you go on a first date with a woman, you guys are flirting, having a good time, and then you try to, make sex happen that night. And she's like, oh, well, let's wait. And then you wait. And then you go on a second date with her. You try to have sex. She's like, let's wait again. So the waiting is because she's not sexually attracted to you. But then y'all eventually have sex, maybe on the third or fourth date. You continue to see this woman. She becomes your girlfriend and she becomes your wife. So from the beginning, she was never sexually attracted to you. So therefore, within the marriage, this is why the sexless marriage happens, because at the beginning, it was the way it was. So if a guy's in that marriage and he says, well, it was sexless and now I apply these techniques and now it's the best sex ever and all these other different things, right? What happens is that that's usually nonsense because she initially wasn't sexually attracted to him anyway, and she was literally not sexually attracted to him throughout the entire relationship. You see what I'm saying? So a technique is not going to work to make the woman just automatically like really, really sexually into you at that moment. Now, to play devil's advocate, there could have been something that he did specifically in the sexual situation that was different that he didn't do before, right? But that within itself is not necessarily a thing that's going to make the woman sexually attracted to you more just because of that one moment in that particular situation. You see what I'm saying?
Locario, I'm here to bring the people the truth out of my mercy.
Mm-hmm.
But I may have to call you a liar, though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know why she was waiting for sex?
Why was she waiting for sex?
She's pure.
She's pure
and innocent. That is her purity.
Okay.
What do you say to that? How dare you condemn a precious pure woman who is holy enough, values herself enough, she knows her self-worth, and she's waiting. She's waiting because she doesn't want to rush it.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't exist. So that's the lie that women love to sell you. So basically what happens is that nature is always going to beat out social conditioning. You understand? So purity, religion, all that social conditioning. So nature tells the woman, you need to have sex, right? This is why women have twice as many nerve endings on their stuff than we have, right? And so because women are built for this, to want this to happen, because you have to procreate, make babies, and all this other stuff. So all the purity stuff is social conditioning, and also her using that against the man she's not sexually attracted to. Remember, if he's marrying a guy, most guys who are in marriages, not all guys, but most guys who are in marriages, especially monogamous marriages, they are not the woman's first choice. They're not the guy that she really, really desires. What happens is that guy gives her security, consistency, and all these other things non-sexually that's hard for her to acquire. So therefore she'll settle for mediocre sex or a guy she's not really sexually attracted to in exchange for consistency, provision, and all these other things. You see what I'm saying? That's how that works.
But you say this though, but everybody knows that if the woman is too easy and anybody, then that means anybody could have her.
No, that's not true. That's not, no, this is what I'm saying. All women are easy to the right guy. That's basically what that means. So, because the thing is this, if that was true where the woman just within herself, if because she's, easy for you, that she's easy for everyone else, then all guys would just need to find all those easy girls. Like if you want to have sex, just find the easy girl that has sex with everybody. That doesn't exist. So if you have guys out here who are incels, who are crying that they can't get girls, why don't they all just find those girls who are easy for everyone else, right? So that's not really what it is. A girl is easy based on how sexually attracted she is to the guy. So for example, if I meet a woman and we end up hooking up in the bathroom somewhere at a club and I only known her for 20 minutes, right? That same woman, let's call her Tiffany. Tiffany might meet Bob tomorrow and she'll make Bob wait 3 dates. He has to court her. And it's the same woman. You see what I'm saying? So that's how that works.
But wouldn't you say that is the women who have been run through that only do that? Because there are good girls out there.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. There's no such thing. What I'm saying is every woman has men that she will do it with now, and then there's men she won't. So there's no woman where every dude she's letting hit, and then there's no woman where every dude she makes wait. That doesn't exist. It's the illusion that that's happening. And a lot of guys trick themselves because a lot of guys are on the opposite end of getting sex quickly. So most guys, when they meet women, they have to take them out, court them, and do all these things. So they assume that most women are like that. Then when they meet a woman or they encounter a woman like that, or they hear about a woman who's just very, very sexual, they think that's the smaller percentage, right? They think, oh, she's just one of these, thoughts. And you see what I'm saying? So it's their perception based on their reality. Now, if you're an attractive guy who can get women easily when it comes to sex, then most of the women you meet are going to want to hook up with you and be sexual with you as soon as possible. The guys who can't do that, their reality is they have to wait for sex, right? So what happens is that if they encounter those guys who have to wait for sex, if they ever encounter a woman who wants to give it up to them quickly or have sex with them quickly, they're going to think there's something wrong with her because they're like, wait a second, women don't do this. So she must be one of those fast, promiscuous women. No, you just found a woman who was sexually attracted to you while the other ones weren't as sexually attracted to you. But the guys who are sexually attractive, their reality is that they get sex quickly most of the time because most women want to have sex with them. It's really that simple. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this. If what you're saying is true, isn't it best for a man to just find, say, a 19-year-old virgin? Because then you are guaranteed she will not cheat. She's not going to compare you to other guys. And she's just going to be loyal to you. And, your marriage is just going to work out. Isn't it best to go for 19-year-old virgins?
No, there's no guarantee that a woman's not going to cheat because cheating is never about the person being cheated on. It's about the person cheating. So there's nothing you can do to stop so if you meet a 19-year-old virgin, most guys think that that will stop. It will be more likely she's not going to cheat. In fact, what will happen is that because she's a virgin and let's say you had sex with her for the first time and you're the only one who she had sex with, if she meets a guy who has game, right, she's going to end up sleeping with him because you are the opposite of that guy. Because the guys who don't have game usually are the guys who are obsessed with virgins because they think the virgin is the safe bets because they're scared of their woman finding other men attractive. The thing is, you can't help or you can't control your woman to find another man attractive, right? So if your girl finds another man attractive and that particular guy hollers at your girl, right? In most cases, what she's going to do is she's going to weigh out the options. She's going to say, hey, I can cheat on my man, but if I do cheat on my man and he finds out, he might dump me and then I might lose out on everything I have with my man. Or what she'll say is, my man, he's all right. He's not all that. I'm not that interested in him like that. But this other guy that I want to cheat on him with is very attractive. So I'm going to cheat. So women always weigh out their options. So her being a virgin or her being young doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Like that has nothing to do with it. A lot of guys on the internet, like a lot of red pill guys and all other stuff, they believe that that's true, but it's not. Because the thing is that if a guy has game and he's talking to your girl, right, it's easier for him to get in her mind and make that happen with her. It's really that simple.
All right, so let me ask you this question then. Let's say the guy is married, right? A lot of guys claim that in the beginning, there was loads of sex and later she changed. So what could be the cause of that?
You saying that at the beginning there was a lot of sex and then it changed?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's her running game on you. That means that she hooked you in with sex. You understand what I'm saying? And then what happens is that when she secured the consistency, remember, women, okay, this is the thing guys gotta understand. Women crave non-sexual attention and intimacy that's non-sexual. The problem is it's hard for women to get that because on the front end, most guys are just trying to have sex with them. And so what will happen is most guys will either run into the guy who they're sexually attracted to, they'll have sex with that guy. That guy's going to bounce because he's sexually attractive. He has other girls to have sex with. The other guys who she makes wait, sometimes this will happen where she'll have sex with a guy after 3-4 dates. He has sex with her and then he ghosts her. Why? The reason why he ghosts her is when he was waiting, he realized how much he didn't like her because maybe he thought she was annoying. She had an attitude problem, whatever. And then he's like, you know what? As soon as I get this sex, I'm out of here. So now the woman is left by herself again. So what happens is that a woman says, okay, I want a guy who's going to stick with me longer term. So my strategy is going to be, I'm going to get him with the sex. Now that I've got him invested with the sex at whatever point it is, right? Then he's going to wife me up. And then once he wifes me up, I don't have to have as much sex anymore because I'm already his wife. You understand what I'm saying? I've already gotten the door. That's what a lot of guys don't understand. This is why I teach guys how to vet women. And I tell guys, you shouldn't even make a woman your girlfriend until you've been with her for at least 12 months. You feel what I'm saying? Because what you want to do is you want to test the woman on a consistent basis to see if she's actually really sexually attracted to you. This is why I tell guys for the first 3 months of seeing a woman, it should just be sex. It should just be mainly hooking up so that you can see this woman is invested in you sexually before you invest in her any other way. You see what I'm saying? That's how you got to do it.
You know, so if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying that I should find, let's say I'm looking for a wife. So I find a woman who wants to have sex quickly.
Yes.
So you're saying that does not mean that she's easy.
No. See, so this is the thing. She's easy for you. Like it's not easy, period. She has to be easy for you. Right. So basically, like, let's say again, I meet this girl named Tiffany. I don't care if Tiffany made 50 guys wait till the 3rd, 4th date to have sex. When I meet Tiffany, we got to have sex as soon as possible when I want to have sex. So what I'm saying is she's doing this for me, which is showing that she is sexually attracted to me now. And she's showing through her actions. And the reason why that's important is because you don't want to marry a woman or have a girlfriend or whatever that is not sexually attracted to you, which a lot of guys have. A lot of guys right now have women they're married to who are not sexually attracted to them. And they didn't realize that, and because they didn't realize that a woman should be extremely sexually attracted to you from the jump, they thought that she was a good girl by waiting. So they actually valued the fact she was waiting. That's how sinister this is that guys trick themselves into thinking that she's more valuable if they're waiting on the sex. But the reason why that happens is because guys have deluded themselves into thinking that a woman who is sexual with them up front, there's something wrong with them because these guys have issues when it comes to sex, sexuality, and dealing with women. And also remember, their reality is that, remember you said like a guy wanting a virgin 19 years old to get with and marry. It's the
Yes.
idea that this purity thing is the thing that's going to keep the woman there. That's the whole idea why guys do this. They want to keep the woman there. Why would the guy want to keep the woman there? The guy wants to keep the woman there because he's afraid she's going to go. Why does he care that she's going to go? Because he's insecure that another man's going to take his woman. Why is he insecure that another man's going to take his woman? Because he doesn't have any game. You see what I'm saying? So that it always stems back to guys who don't have any game, have any self-worth, and who don't love themselves. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is.
But you say all this.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you suggesting? What are you suggesting? Can a masculine man turn around a sexless marriage?
You said can a guy turn around a sexless marriage?
Yeah, if he's masculine. If he
no, this is the thing. See, the issue is that you can't necessarily turn around a sexless marriage because the perception of her perception of you is already deep seated and implanted in her mind. So basically what it is that how she sees you and how she views you has been an accumulation of her perceiving you a certain way on a consistent basis. So I'll put it to you like this. Let's say, think about this, right? Let's say you have a kid or a high school kid. He goes to school and he gets bullied, right? Damn every day. He gets bullied. He gets shoved in the lockers. The bully slaps him on the back of his head, takes his lunch money, whatever, right? So this has been happening for 2 years straight since he was a freshman. Now he's a sophomore. So now can this guy who's been being bullied, can he come to school tomorrow and bully the bully? Can he scare the bully now? No, the bully's perception is this guy's a weakling. So there's nothing this kid can do to turn that around. The whole school knows he gets bullied. So they see him as weak. So now all he can do is switch schools and start over. He can't in this school turn the situation around and make the bully see him different. So that's the thing with a woman. When you're with a woman, once she has that perception of you, it's a wrap. There's nothing you can do to turn this around. You've already gone too far, and it's too deep seated. You see what I'm saying?
So okay. So if I'm understanding you correctly, are you saying he should just if it's a relationship breakup or if it's a marriage, he should just divorce her?
Well, he has to, and this is the key though. It's better to not get into a marriage in the first place with a woman who's not sexually attracted to you. That's the key. So the problem is guys get into marriages with women that are not sexually attracted to them, and they think they can turn it around, but then you're running a fool's errand. The better course of action is don't marry women unless they're sexually attracted to you. And you find out that they're sexually attracted to you by vetting them. You see what I'm saying? And then once you vet them and you see she's sexually attracted to you, then that's a woman who's a good candidate for marriage. But if you're saying, man, well, this girl's a good girl because, she didn't have sex with me on the first date, you're doing it backwards. The fact that if this is the thing, if you tell a woman or proposition a woman for sex and she resists you, that woman is a woman you should never marry. You know what I'm saying? Because from the beginning, she's already resisting you. So resistance now equals future resistance. That's where sexless marriages happen, because when they met their wives on the first date or the second date or the third date, these guys were trying to have sex and she kept resisting. So that's going to happen in the marriage. You see what I'm saying? That's what a lot of guys don't understand.
But I have to ask you something, because I have to bring my mercy onto the people and find out the truth. Are you not just saying this because you divorced? Because we all know that divorce is for losers and for weak males. That you just give up instead of fighting.
No. No, divorce. So this is the problem. What happens is that when people get married, right? What they do is that they're marrying into a system where they allow the system to define their relationship, right? See, a relationship is only good and beneficial depending upon how valuable the relationship was or is, right? So when I'll give a perfect example, like one of the reasons why we got divorced, right? So when me and my wife first got together, I told her I don't ever want kids, right? Now, she didn't want kids either. So it was perfect. I was like, cool, we don't want kids. That's perfect. So as time went on, at a certain point, she wanted kids, right? So I'm still like, I don't want kids. You see what I'm saying? So I said, listen, because I love you, I'm going to let you go and find another man who will give you kids. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that sometimes relationships will run its course. The problem is you have people who are in relationships right now who should be getting divorced, but they're staying together because they think staying together is success. No, if your relationship sucks and you stay together, that's losing. You're supposed to get out of it. You see what I'm saying? So you should only be there when the relationship is beneficial to you and the person you're with. If you are in the relationship knowing that it's not what you want, that's losing. You're supposed to only be in a situation where it's serving you. Just like, for example, if I own a company and I have employees working for me, right?
Yes.
That employee should only be there if they want to continue being there, because if they don't want to be there, usually what will happen is they'll slack on the job, and then them slacking on the job or whatever is going to affect my company. So I only want the people there who want to be there. Now, I could have a great employee, and then that, for whatever reason, 2-3 years down the line, they feel different. They want to go into a different field. And I'm like, hey, that's awesome. I'm happy for you, because at this point, our situation has run its course, right? And so what happens is that sometimes things run its course and you have to be cognizant and aware of that, so you know this is the time to end it. See, the problem with marriage is that people have these marriage vows of till death do us part. No, it shouldn't be till death do us part. It should be till this doesn't work anymore. You understand what I'm saying? The problem is the conditioning of thinking you have to stick it out until death, which means is that you are being detrimental to your own happiness and well-being for the sake of the title of the marriage, which is ridiculous. You see what I'm saying?
So, okay, so let me be sure, because, I bring the truth. You've been with this woman for about 15 years.
Right.
10 years of it was a marriage. Surely, for a certain period, it was a sexless marriage.
No, no, it wasn't.
What?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yes?
No, absolutely not. That's what I'm trying to say. So what I'm saying is that, and let's say, for example, let's say it was, right? Let's say I'm in a situation and, my wife doesn't want to have sex with me anymore. We should get divorced immediately. You feel what I'm saying? Like, why are we sitting there staying together if the sex is not happening? Do you see what I'm saying? And this is what is important that a lot of guys have to understand, is that, see, because they want to save the marriage, because they're trying to keep the marriage going, because somebody taught them till death do us part, right? They feel they're stuck in a situation, but they're not happy. They're miserable. And what I'm saying is that to prevent that type of thing from happening, when you first meet a woman, you have to see if this woman is sexually attracted to you. You should not be getting into marriage, much less a boyfriend-girlfriend situation with a woman who's not sexually attracted to you, which means you have to switch your mindset about sex and dealing with women sexually, which most guys don't do, because what most guys do is they praise the woman who is like, let's wait. But they don't realize let's wait means I am not sexually attracted. I'm not highly sexually attracted to you, which is why we're waiting. Because this is the thing. When a woman is highly sexually attracted to you, she can't wait. Matter of fact, she's the one she wants it now. Sometimes she wants it more than you. So the thing is that most guys don't have the experience of a woman highly sexually desiring them. That's the problem. So guys think in their mind, they have to convince a woman to have sex in the first place. This is why guys take women on 3-4 dates, buy them gifts, do all these things, because they think women don't like sex as much as men. But women like sex as much as men, and some women may even like sex more than the average dude. So the thing is you have to find the woman who is sexually attracted to you from the jump. And that would be the woman, if you were going to marry any woman, that's the type of woman you got to marry. Not the woman who's like, let's wait, let's get to know each other more. You got to take me out and those women you should not be marrying at all.
So, do you mind if I ask you a bit of a personal question?
You can ask me whatever.
Okay, so in my mercy on the people, I'm discovering the internet and searching through the world. And what I found is a lot of people will believe that interracial marriages can never work. If I understand correctly, your marriage was interracial?
Yeah, I was a white woman, yeah.
So I have to ask
my current girlfriend's a white girl, but go ahead.
Why, if you stuck to your own kind, wouldn't you agree that you would have been able to keep that marriage working?
No, it doesn't. Listen, that's the fallacy. People don't understand that the race doesn't matter unless you make it matter, because it's actually, so this is the thing. Race within itself is a social construct, but what happens is racism is real. You understand what I'm saying? So now so what happens is that when you're in a relationship, right, you have to understand, okay, am I with somebody, or is my relationship between me and this person where the woman is actually adhering to me, right? That's the main thing. So the thing is, you're a man before you're the race. You understand? And especially when you're in a relationship with a woman. So what happens is that if you allow race to dictate your situation, then that's really where the issue lies. So I could have been with black, white, whatever. It doesn't even matter. The point is that I'm a man interacting with a woman. The woman is following me. She's adhering to my program, regardless if she's black, white, red, orange, or whatever it is like that. The problem is that when people allow society, right, the concept of race, and then therefore playing into racism on an individual basis, that's when they have issues. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that racism is a real thing based on the construct of race, right? But if you play into that, then that means that you are not actually being a leader as a man by being a man first and conducting your relationship exactly how you want it and in the direction you want it to go in. You see what I'm saying?
You know, in the beginning, I spoke about how we have African men traveling to the West, thinking that the women are easy.
Right.
And then you have European men and American men traveling to Africa, thinking that the women are easy.
Right.
So it would appear that indeed your race or your country doesn't matter. Everywhere you go, the game is undefeated. Can we admit to that? Can we accept
of course.
that?
Of course.
So I know you work closely with your business partner, Miles Cunningham, from Masculine Identity Membership.com. That's Masculine Identity Membership.com. And again, you know, I love the people. I want to save the people. When I decided to become the way, it was my sacrifice of myself to the people. And through that sacrifice, what I discovered is a lot of people have emotional deficiencies. And that's why they need people like Miles Cunningham. And the reason why I bring this out, I found a suspect who I think is in a sexless marriage. And I did a breakdown of this, but I'm going to play you a clip. It's about 2 minutes long, less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
And I want to hear your view, but I think that clip shows signs of a sexless marriage. So let's take a look at the clip and then we discuss after.
Okay, cool.
Dude, too much quality time. Let's do something separately. You know what I mean?
But how come you can have a joke about outsourcing hand jobs and blow jobs?
But aren't you cool with the hand jobs?
Yeah.
You're cool with him just getting a hand job massage?
Totally.
Are you
Yeah, I know.
Yes. I've said that it's less work for me.
I don't.
Can you talk to our wives?
I don't believe this. Can I tell you why I don't believe this? Do you remember Horrible Decisions?
Yeah.
You guys were like, dude, I think your girl will be down. We should keep saying how pretty Wheezy is. And I was like, even then, I was like, no, the fuck. She's all talk. She's all bluster. That's why I haven't tested the hand
A
job
paper tiger.
She's our dog. She's a yapping little dog behind a fence. Nothing's gonna happen. There's no bite. All bark, no bite.
So you would say that, but in reality, if he actually did go get it.
Okay, like let me think about it. If you actually did go get it, yes, like I think it would bother me like 30%, but I feel like 70% I'd be like, okay, whatever. I put you through a lot the past couple weeks. So.
Like he deserves it.
Yeah, I feel like I owe it to you.
I do kind of deserve it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're going to be supporting
But you just
We
can't
are
be
so close
prettier
to
than
Chinatown.
going to do it.
Who could be prettier than you?
Wait, she can't be prettier than you.
Yeah, she just can't be prettier than you.
I mean, that's not gonna. Yeah, unless you go.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be an old Chinese lady.
My
that's
justification
okay.
for the hand job is it's emotionless and it's
just like a little thing after a massage. Sure, okay.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm on
fine.
board.
Yeah.
High five.
I also like the fact that it's just less work for you.
Yeah.
And I know your day is full of work.
Wow.
Yo, this that guy, he's but see, he's the perfect example of what I'm talking about. A dude who married a woman who's not sexually attracted to him. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, because this bitch doesn't clean, she doesn't cook, she doesn't do anything. I don't know what the fuck he married her for, right? But she says even a hand job is too much of a job for her. So I'm thinking if that's the case, she surely is not fucking this nigga. Like,
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. Where, see, most guys are like him, that which is unfortunate. So most guys are with women. They like her because, you know, he's like, oh, she's pretty. She's there. And he's like, oh, he's here for me. He feels lucky to have me, but she's not sexually attracted to him. And part what happens is, and if you've seen like a lot of videos of going around with her and him, is that she has a sort of like a disrespectful disposition towards him, but that's also his fault for not knowing how to lead a situation and also picking the right woman for him. So this is what happens where when a woman is not sexually attracted to you, right? What happens is that also her respect level for you is not there. You see what I'm saying? And so, because remember, when a woman's not sexually attracted to you, essentially she's using you for non-sexual things. Right. So, and if she's married to you, she's using you for the money. She's using you for the consistency of you being there for her. She's using you for, you know, being able to have a man to say she's a wife, all those other different things. Right. So there's so many other things that she's benefiting from. So she says, OK, you know, I'll take a little L on the sex thing. Right. And then what will happen is that sometimes these women, when they do this, they'll have sex with their husbands maybe once a month, if that much, or it doesn't happen at all. And then she's cheating on him on the side. So a lot of times sexless marriages also indicate the woman in most cases is cheating on you, because the woman also has sexual desire and she's not getting it from you. So she has to get it elsewhere. Right now, the reason why most guys don't know this, or the reason why most guys won't believe their woman is cheating on them, is because from their experience when they first met their wife, the woman said, let's wait. I don't have sex with guys quickly. I got to get to know guys to have sex. So why would my wife be cheating on me with a random guy if she has to get to know guys to have sex and they have to take her out and court her? You see what I'm saying? So now the guy's mind is like, she can't be cheating on me because my wife would never just have sex with a guy, but she would. She just didn't have sex with you that way because she's not sexually attracted to you. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works.
She said she was a virgin, though. What do you think about that?
You said that she told him she was a virgin?
Yeah.
Well, I remember she had a video where she said that in college dudes was smashing. That's what she said. So
no. What she said was she was popping her pussy at the frat houses.
Right.
But in that interview, she explained that, you see, she was a sheltered Indian girl.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't really know what it means. She thought it means dancing and putting on high heels and stuff. So she used to dance and put on high heels.
Right.
And she just wanted to be cool when she said that she was popping her pussy. She didn't know what it meant.
Right. And see, I don't believe that, but let's just go with that for sake of argument. Let's just hypothetically say that's true. Right. Even if that is true, that still doesn't change the fact that she's not sexually attracted to her husband. You see what I'm saying? So she could have been a virgin and she could have never had sex with any guys or any of these type of things or whatever, but that still does not change that she's not sexually attracted to him. You see what I'm saying? And that's the key. So and this is what women do. So what women do is they will create a narrative or a image so that the average guy will believe she is like this, period. Because the thing that guys have to understand about women is this: women don't stand on any particular thing. Like, for example, like if we meet each other, right, we might say, hey, this is how I am. And then in most cases, you're going to be that way regardless because you're a man. Women are not like that. I have this saying, I say women are always. So that means that women will do a bunch of different things at all times. So if you meet a woman and she says, I don't have sex on the first date, all you got to add is with you at the end of that sentence. I don't have sex on the first date with you. That doesn't mean when she meets another guy, she's not going to have sex on the first date, right? So when a guy hears a woman say, I don't have sex on the first date, he thinks she means I don't have sex on the first date, period, with anybody. No, she's basically just talking to you like that. And that's what the guy's got to understand. So this is what I'm saying with his wife. The fact is that she's still not adhering to what he wants. This is, and so what I'm saying is that always happens when a woman is not sexually attracted to you. And that's how you test women. You got to test women for sexual compatibility. You got to test women for if they are sexually interested in you. And the way that you test women to see if they're sexually interested in you is you have to flirt and build sexual tension at the beginning. and then allow her to reciprocate. Now, if she's not reciprocating, that tells you everything you need to know. So you don't have to go on a second date or a third date and all this other stuff. She's telling you right now on the first date that she is not sexually interested in you. So if you're on a first date with a girl and you're trying to flirt with her and you go in for the kiss and she turns her head and give you the cheek, that already shows you right there she's not sexually attracted to you. You can cut her off right there.
you know, I used to be critical of this female, right? And I still have some criticism, but you know, not the judgment, just the general criticism, because I spread the truth. But when I watched the wedding video, I realized something that nobody else has caught on this. I'm the only person in the world because I'm the way. And what I caught is she has a lot of resentment for this motherfucker, like right from the wedding. So when you watch the wedding video, and I put the clips in my breakdown, she also turns away the cheek at the fucking wedding. Like, you know, when you're supposed to be kissing your fucking bride.
Exactly.
But the look on her face is like, you don't even realize how much I hate you right now. Like, and I'll admit it. Look, I've been a bitch ass nigga. Like, listen. I'll tell you what one female said to me. These are her exact words. She said, "I would rather be another nigga's side bitch than your mate." She looked me in the eye and said,
"Right, that's what I'm saying. That's how it is." I listen. I know. Listen, we've all been there. Listen, man. I remember back in the days. There was this Indian girl that I used to like. She became my girlfriend, but when I first met her, I was young. I was probably like 21 or something like that, and I was all smitten. I was like, "Oh man, I think I love this girl, man." And then all of a sudden, she just kind of like stopped returning my calls and stopped seeing me. And I was so tight. I was crying. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff you know what I mean? That happens when you don't understand the game. You know what I mean? And then eventually we started like seeing each other. And then what happened was when I was in a relationship with her, you know, and again, if she ever watches this is no slight on her. This is all me. It was that because I didn't realize that she wasn't that into me from the beginning. So when I got into a relationship with her, I had all type of trouble because she wasn't that into me. But if I would have known that from the beginning, I wouldn't have went into the relationship and had to deal with all that nonsense. You see what I'm saying?
I'm with you. So the reason why I have a problem with Akasik, because he came so hard on Myron and Walter from Fresh and Fit, because he was coming so hard on them. But whereas the difference between them and him is they accept their mistakes, they learn from it. But he's doubling down on the simping, essentially.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where I was like, no, I'm gonna have to address it. And not because of him specifically. I've gone through life once, you know, let just quickly, you know, say a couple of things about myself. So I never really knew there was, I always wanted as a kid to learn how to attract women, right? Because I could recognize there was something missing.
Right.
But I grew up broke, you know, like I lived around the world. And I think what I have in common with you, because you said you were sheltered. I was kind of sheltered, but the neighborhoods I lived in were not like safe neighborhoods, if you know what I mean. Like hood-like or you know, they were not the best. It wasn't that, you know, my father is a civil engineer, so it wasn't like we're that broke.
Right.
But he just chose to live in a cheaper areas for whatever reason. You understand? Right. And also, you know, he was a black man living in Europe, things like that. So maybe he just felt, you know, I don't know, but that's what it was. So growing up, I had nothing, right, so to speak. You know, I'm grateful for what I had, but you know what I mean. So the way I would have been like a top sin, I would have been like the best sin on the planet. But the brokenness saved me. Let me tell you how it saved me. So I was a teen, and there was this program for teens, right, like a show, and I think I lost my bus money, and I said, "Oh shit, I've lost my bus money. I don't know how I'm gonna get home." And it was like a bunch of young bitches at the time, my age, standing there, and they all reached out into their purses and were like, "Oh, here." I was like, "What?"
Right.
No way. I kid you not. I'm still processing it, but I realized that most of my life, from a young kid, I learned how to take money from bitches. So, and I wouldn't even say I had game. It was just a necessity. It was a need. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was what I knew. So later, I would find a girl who had a spot. You know what I'm saying? Some of them I like more than the others. I never like was with a girl that I really didn't like, or you know what I'm saying. But that was how I survived. So get the money from girls, and I've dated girls. You know, some of them I'm not gonna mention much because you might actually find them because they, you know, when you work in the entertainment industry, some get a name. And you know, they would have like rappers, multi-platinum, making moves on them. I remember this one particular night when at the casino, this girl said to me, "John Paul, take me home." And the manager of a multi-platinum rapper that she spent the whole evening, which I was cool with because we got into the VIP. I was like, "Yeah, let's get the free drinks." She was trying to, you know, to take it to his room. She was like, "Nah, she's going home with me." And the rapper did not understand why he's popping his multi-platinum and she's going home with him, you know. And I was living at her place, like literally. You know what I'm saying? So my point here is, people think like looks, money, and status is what gets you the girl. And this girl is good looking, beautiful, all that stuff, working on modeling, TV, everything. The rapper is trying to take her home, and I'm going to her house with her money, and she wants to go home with me. So that's how I knew that it doesn't work that way. You understand what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, I still was lacking a lot of things because emotionally I wasn't developed. So the reason, and also the reason why I bring this up with Akash thing is he's talking about, if you caught it, he says, and my justification for the hand job is. So he's literally justifying in his head, not that it's a good idea that he's getting from someone else, but it's like a reward to him.
Exactly.
What do you think about that? Like,
no, you're right. And even this is like, even if you look at it, the way that she was speaking about it, as if he was asking her permission for it to happen. Right. So, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, it's okay. I'll allow it. Or I'll be fine with it," and all this other stuff. And that's because he's not leading in his relationship. His woman is leading. So somebody always has to lead. Right. In any dynamic, what'll happen is that, like, for example, like we're on your channel right now. You are leading this situation. This is your channel. You're interviewing me. I'm following the questions you're asking. That's how the dynamic works, right? So in any situation, someone's leading, someone's following. So in his situation, he's following her. So either the man's going to be following the woman's going to be following the man. That's literally how it happens. So the problem is that because he's following her, he's going to be always adhering to her for everything. So even in this conversation about him getting a hand job, he's still kind of deferring to her. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy.
True. And again, that neediness, because there's other interviews of him where he talks about hitting himself in arguments.
Right.
I'm like, just leave this bitch.
Right.
You know, and there's so many people have spoken about it. Like, just leave her. And he's like, "Yo, I've got to make it work. I've got to make it work." Like, she doesn't want you. You know, like, it's clear. But anyway, that's it. Because before we run out, because I don't want to run out of time. And by the way, I think he needs a mouse personally.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's not even ready for it. He needs to find his identity and find out who he really is. You know, I really think that. So what I wanna look at now is another clip. This is from I believe his name is Ty Lopez, and I think this is a recipe. If you follow this advice, you will end up in a sexless marriage. Maybe you disagree. I'm gonna play the clip and you tell me.
Cool.
I always say there's 5 things that a man wants in a woman. Okay, and very few women have all 5. You want a lover. That's the physical sexual attraction. You want the sister. That means somebody who, like, you have the same interests. You want to go to basketball games, like sister energy. You want mother energy. She like takes care of you. If you're like sick, she brings you like chicken noodle soup and all that. You want daughter energy. That means she lets you help her sometimes. She's not so self-sufficient. But the most important, she was queen vibes. And I'd bring some women to like business dinners and they'd embarrass me because they were like dumb. Pretty, but dumb. This woman had it all, man. She was smart. All my friends, not only do they think she was beautiful, they're like, "Where'd you meet a girl like that?" She was so charismatic but interesting. So I could bring her to a dinner of 20 business guys and not even counting how she looked. People were impressed. So that's that queen vibe.
You know, it's funny that he says that because he said he brought a woman to the dinner and she embarrassed him. And again, you know, a lot of these issues that guys have with women is really because they don't vet them. You should not be bringing a woman to dinner unless she's your girl or your wife. And if she is your girl or your wife, that means you vetted her to make sure she would not be the type of woman who quote unquote embarrasses you. You see what I'm saying? So it's always guys who will take a woman as the woman comes just because she looks good. And then what he probably was doing was bringing her there to show her off. Like, oh, look at this hot girl I have, without really saying it. And then she ended up embarrassing him because he didn't vet her. That's the problem. You see what I'm saying?
You know, the thing that I caught that annoyed me the most is the way the interviewer is looking at him, like he's the way, whereas I'm the way. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right.
But he's looking at him like his gospel coming down from heaven. It's like sister energy, mother energy. But let's break it down quickly. What do you think? The queen vibes, sister energy. What did he say?
Right.
Daughter energy.
Right.
What was it? Daughter energy, sister.
And he said he said mother energy. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's not. See, it's the way that he's describing it, which is kind of weird because he's saying that sister energy, you want like a girl that's kind of like cool with you. Y'all could do things together and all this other stuff. So that's just really non-sexual compatibility. But you don't necessarily want to look at, your girl as kind of like that sistery type of thing, because the thing is, you never see, this is the thing when it comes to interacting with women, you always want to remember that everyone has a position to play. So the thing is that you're leading in the position. So therefore, this is because what happens is a lot of people, they'll call their woman their partner. And I totally disagree with that type of stuff. And so what happens is that a lot of these things imply equal situation, right? And within the dynamic between you and your woman, it's not an equal situation. So even when he's talking about mother energy, he's saying, oh, she's gonna take care of you when you're sick and all this other stuff, right? But what happens is that if you look at it as mother energy, that essentially is saying you're her son. You see what I'm saying? Because the mother, so what is she taking care of her son? So then you basically put yourself in the son position, which means she has position over you. You see what I'm saying? So the language that you speak is important because you want to make sure that you are not saying things that are going to imply things subconsciously, which is going to make the dynamic a certain way. Do you see what I'm saying?
And I'm with you on that because, the reason why I put in my short story of, how I got into this whole thing of dating, an attractive woman, is because these are the same guys who attack you for say what you do. And I'm sure you've been with, girlfriends or wives or, with people. And because eventually you end up in situations where a boyfriend or a husband is paying for your meal, right? Like it's happened to me many times,
right?
And so when these guys are talking, it's like when we share this stuff, it's not, when I say a story of, let's say what I've done, it's not to push you down. It's to say, look, this is what I experienced. You think she's pure? I don't know. She wasn't pure when she was on my dick. You know what I'm saying? But they can't accept it and they attack people. So I have to admit, there's a bit of revenge, or feel of revenge on these guys when it happens to them. But when you listen to advice like sister energy, mother energy, no, she's your woman. Do you know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
So, and again, with Akash, same, I keep saying same, it's the same thing. Those are the same guys who attack you for saying, look, this is not how it is. And then they end up in those situations,
Right.
And I really have a problem with that.
Oh yeah, because you gotta understand a lot of guys who are beta males like him, unfortunately what they don't realize the position they're in. So they actually, so in his situation, he thought his situation was normal because he thinks this is just how women are. Like, yeah, they're going to be a little bitchy and annoying and just disrespect me. But that's just, women are just like that. And then he's taking that type of energy. And so he sees that as normal. So that when he hears someone like, Fresh and Fit talk about certain things, he's like, I don't, that's like misogyny. I don't understand what you're saying. What are you talking about? And he's never been in a situation. He's never been aware until now that everyone's talking about it, like, oh snap, like I didn't realize that I shouldn't be treated this way. I didn't realize my woman isn't sexually attracted to me like that. You see what I'm saying?
I'm with you. I'm conscious of time because I know you have clients from all over the world in different time zones. Are we good for at least 15 minutes or so?
Yeah, I can do another 10 minutes. Yeah.
10 minutes. Okay, cool. So one quick story. So there was one girl I was seeing. And she were talking, we were at work, and she was on the phone and she was playing with my chest.
Mm.
And then when she hung up, I was like, who was that? Because she was like, oh, that's my fiance.
Mm.
And I was like, yeah, so why were you playing with my chest? She was like, oh, I didn't want you to get uncomfortable. I was like, bitch, I'm not marrying you. He is.
Right.
If you ever, I said, if you ever disrespect him like that, we are done. As I was fucking his bitch. Do you know what I mean? And I'm saying this because these guys don't understand, like, there's another side to the story.
Right.
And I wouldn't even claim that I had game or anything. It was just like common sense. Like, he's marrying you.
Right.
Respect him. Because that way, you know, yeah, I know you're sleeping with me, but at least let's have some decency. You know what I mean? And you can't play on my chest telling your boyfriend, oh, I would never cheat on you. Once you play on another man's chest. You know what I mean? So let me play one last clip, and let me get your views on this. So I'm gonna play a minute of this.
Men have been so fucking mind raped by women. It's not even funny. Men need to start like doing what they feel and being who they are, and stop with this like over socialized, feminized programming that we've gotten from women, where we're being told like, you know, I was talking to that guy, Tommy G, who was over here. He said, my wife is like a mythical creature. Tucker said, my wife is so mysterious. What? It's insane. Real masculinity is breastfeeding your newborn. Like, okay, you have gone insane. It's like, it's enough it makes you want to convert to Islam, and I don't. But like, Muslims are straight up right about women. The East is, this is why the West is fucking dying. The West is dying because we are simps.
You know, it's funny. That's crazy. I never thought I would agree with anything Nick Fuentes says, but you know, I agree with what he's saying. There is that a lot of these dudes, unfortunately, you know, they're so caught up in what women are saying or doing, and then they apply that to what they do or say. So they're getting cues and everything based on what women are doing and saying, and then applying it to their situation and thinking that that's manhood. And it's like, no, that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is terrible.
Yeah, I'm with you because I was surprised as well. You know, I don't think Nick Fuentes is a fool.
Right.
But I also think he plays a character, but I think he's still a fool nonetheless.
Right.
But every now and then, you know, he's not saying, you know, when it comes to practical stuff, I find that this, you know, these guys have got it. You know, they know how economy works and things like that. But when it comes to personal relationships, I think that's where they fuck up the most. But I think the level of, do you know what? Now we don't even have keyboard warriors. Like, people will just post a meme. You know what I mean? Like, they won't even argue. Like, there was a time people would like diss you online, you know, they'll put comments. Now they won't even do that. They'll put chat GPT or a meme.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Would you agree that people have really, really gone soft?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, the internet does that because the internet, well, they've gone soft, but also people act brave behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, behind the keyboard, but they would never say or do any of that type of stuff in real life because, you know, they don't want actual real life you know, consequences to things. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, I'm with you. But what I'm saying is now they won't even say it with the keyboard. Like, they are even scared to type it. They'll just post a meme or something.
Right, just to represent the thing, yeah. Because they're getting even easier, so that's how it happens. Yeah.
So I have three quick questions before you go. So the first question is it the wife's duty to provide sex for her husband?
No, it's the husband's duty to find women who want to have sex with him. So it's not her duty to provide the sex. It's his duty to find women who are extremely sexually attracted to him, which will mean that the woman will be having sex with him. You see what I'm saying? So the sex is automatically going to happen as a result of her desire to do it. It shouldn't be a thing where a guy's with the woman and then he has to like kind of like beg her for it or negotiate it and all that other stuff. That just means he picked the wrong situation. You see what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this way. Let's say you have a Christian man who wants to wait for sex. How can he make sure that he gets a woman who will not end up creating a sexless marriage with him?
Right. Well, he can't. that's the problem. You see what I'm saying? So that's this is why I say where, because remember, religion, and this is not to get on anybody who's religious, but remember, religion within itself is something that a man is submitting to. So a man is only supposed to submit to himself, meaning his program. So if you're submitting to another program, which is religion, then essentially what you're doing is you're allowing the religion to dictate how you move and act and live. So therefore, if you're like, well, I'm not, because the thing is, the reason why he's not having sex is not because he doesn't want to have sex. He's not having sex because his religion told him not to have sex. See what I'm saying? So now he has to adhere. So now his woman is not following him. She's following the religion too. You see what I'm saying? And so both of them are following the religion, which means that they're him and his woman are equal. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is he has no way to find that out because his religion is stopping him from finding it out. So yeah, he can still get married, and if he's lucky, maybe he gets a woman who's sexually attracted to him, but he'll never know until he gets married. And then there's a chance she may not be. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem with that. You see what I mean?
I'm with you. So because we're running out of time, I have one last question for you. What is the one? If there's one thing that you would tell somebody, a guy, if there's one advice that you're like your whole career, your whole work, you're like, why can't motherfuckers just get this one thing?
Right.
What is that? What was that?
Right. Yes, I would say the most important thing, and it's going to sound so cliche, but it's the simplest thing ever because it's always going to come back to this. You have to be yourself. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And what this is what happens when you be yourself. When you be yourself, you repel women who don't like you, right? And then you attract women who are extremely into you. So therefore, you don't have to put in a lot of energy to do anything but be yourself. So a lot of times the reason why we have issues with women and a lot of guys have issues with women is because they're not being themselves to try to attract women in some form or fashion, right? Because they think if they be themselves, that's going to repel women. And the thing is this, it will repel women by you being yourself, but those are the women you want to repel. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, if you be yourself, just as many women that are not going to be into you, you're going to have a side of women who are into you extremely. So the whole problem with this dating game for a lot of guys is they are not being themselves. They attract women who don't want them, which is why you got to go on 4 or 5 dates before sex happens. You understand? And then therefore you're setting yourself up for disappointment. It's better for 6, 7, 8 women to say no to you up front. And then the 9th and 10th women are like, absolutely yes. And then the 9th and 10th women, those are the ones that you take seriously for long-term relationships because at the beginning, they were into you based on who you are by what? Being yourself. That's it. You see what I'm saying? That's the main thing. And that's how you find women who are actually sexually attracted to you, who respect you, who are going to love you and all that other stuff. Just like in a red pill always complains about hypergamy, monkey branching. Women don't really love you and all this other stuff. That's because they keep talking about the women who are not into them. That's always what it is. Everything they've talked about in the red pill is literally just women who are not feeling them. If they realized that the women weren't feeling them, they could have stopped it from the beginning and actually found women who are feeling them. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Mr. Locario, thank you so much. And so now, before you go, where can people find you, and what is the best problem they can come with you for you to help them solve it?
Yeah, so man, I appreciate you having me on here, first of all. And so guys, you can hit me up at shoplocario.com, shoplocario.com. I have a lot of my program, a lot of my products, and also have an online dating consultation on there. Also, you can go to badboymembership.com. That's where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials, so step-by-step stuff. And you can go to my main site, mrlocario.com, to book a coaching session on there also. So make sure you guys check out all that. Hit me up on Instagram at real Mr Locario. Yeah, so that's it.
So what kind of stuff do you help with in general?
Yeah, so basically, like all dating and relationship matters. So whether you're, trying to just find people to date, find people to hook up, you want to get in long-term relationships, marriage, anything that has to do with you finding exactly what you want in the dating game. You feel what I'm saying? Because the thing is, the thing is, it's about you specifically. So you got to understand yourself in order to actually get what you want. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it's really about. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So I'm gonna sign us out.
Mm-hmm.
So go to shoplocario.com and mrlocario.com. Book a consultation with this man. Listen, I think at this point, he is the best dating coach in the world. I used to be mentored by people like David X. I got some coaching from ARC, RIP to both of them, and of course Steve the Dean Williams. But today I have to say, forgive me everybody else, Locario is the top guy. So go to shoplocario.com and mrlocario.com. And if you're a father in family court and you need help, come to me, to bravefathers.com. I'm the truth and I'll have mercy on you. I'll share the truth with you. Thank you so much and goodbye.
bravefathers.com